On behalf of Arizona State University, the Sun Devil Athletic Department, and the Sun Devil Club, let me be the first to officially welcome you to the 2018 Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame Induction Luncheon. In particular, we bid a special welcome today to our guests of honor, the members of the 2018 ASU Athletics Hall of Fame class, their families, and their friends. We are delighted to have you all with us here today. My name is Tim Healy, and I have just begun my 31st year broadcasting Sun Devil Athletics, and stick around long enough, the years start to pile up a bit. It's my 21st season as the radio play-by-play voice of Sun Devil football, men's basketball, and baseball. And it's my honor to serve as your MC here this afternoon. Among the many ASU athletics events in which I take part over the course of the year, I've always said, and I continue to say, that this one may be my favorite, because I think it's so great that in the midst of our hectic lives and in the present day, we take time on this day to remember the past, the glorious past of Arizona State University Sun Devil Athletics, the great history and tradition of Sun Devil Athletics, and we do so by honoring some of the most accomplished student athletes in the history of ASU athletics. I think nationwide, the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame is considered to be one of the best honorariums of its kind in the country, not only because of the caliber of athletes that are enshrined in the ASU Sports Hall of Fame, but also in the number and variety of sports that are represented by the inductees in the ASU Sports Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was established here at Arizona State in 1975 to honor basically the best of the best, the most distinguished student athletes in the history of this athletic department. And today, we celebrate the induction of 7 Sun Devils for life who represent 6 different sports at Arizona State. These men and women all embody the Sun Devil way, and they all continue to be outstanding ambassadors for ASU athletics and Arizona State University. At this time, to get our program rolling, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome to the podium a gentleman who is in his 5th full year providing dynamic leadership to the Arizona State Athletic Department. Please join me in welcoming ASU Vice President for University Athletics, Mr. Ray Anderson. Ray?
Thank you, Tim, and good afternoon, everyone. It really is a pleasure to, as the athletic director, be able to welcome the Hall of Famers and your families. Your accomplishments to be recognized for this weekend are really nothing short of extraordinary. And so we thank you for taking the time to get your families together and come out here to celebrate with us. I will be very joyful to join you on the field at halftime tomorrow to wave and clap with all the other folks who appreciate everything you represent and honor you and your entry into the Hall of Fame. So enjoy this afternoon, enjoy the whole weekend. It's Parents Weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on campus, so I'm going to hustle back to attend to some of those duties. But important for me to be able to say thank you for being here, and then we'll get a chance to spend some time with you at the game tomorrow night. Hopefully a number of you will make your way up to the AD suite and join us for some celebrations. But we'll see you on the field of halftime. Really looking forward to having everybody just enjoy in your recognition and in your honor tomorrow night. So really appreciate it. Thank you, families, again. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
Pretty doggone good class, wouldn't we agree, huh? Now it's time to hear from the guests of honor, the soon-to-be inducted Hall of Famers. And our first inductee, as you saw, helped lead Sun Devil softball to its first NCAA national championship in 2008. ASU's all-time leader in pitching wins and strikeouts. Please welcome the newest member of the ASU Hall of Fame, Katie Burkhart.
Well, thank you, everybody. This is such an honor. I can't even put the right words together to say how blessed I feel to stand up here and amongst all the decorated athletes. I would like to first thank God, my parents, my teammates, Coach Lee, Bill Hobbs, Carl Keel, Coach Myers, Kirsten Vogt, Coach Wagner, and the ASU staff for giving me the opportunity to continue playing my dream of being a collegiate athlete. My whole life has been about being at the right place at the right time, in the right place at the right time. The gift of being adopted by two parents whom gave me the best life they knew how and a fighting chance at being a great athlete. My high school coach, Mike Lee, believing in me, helped me write my first letters to college so I could chase my dream of playing in the Pac-10. My pitching coach, Bill Hobbs, who came in the picture freshman year of high school, had to actually teach me how to pitch. See, I threw really hard, but come the fourth or fifth inning, it was raining softballs over center field. My freshman year of high school, we were last in league, not to mention you would have thought you were watching the Bad News Bears. By my senior year, we won league for the first time in school history, which seems to be a common thread in my life. Freshman year of college. It may mark one of the worst years of my life. I waited during the summer for the new coach to call. Not many know this, but I almost quit after my freshman year of softball. And then one conversation with Coach Myers, I really knew I wanted to quit, for those who know him. My mom, however, talked me off the ledge, reassuring me to give the new coaches a shot. I will never forget our first meeting, all 12 hours of it. Leaving Farrington Stadium that day, I knew deep within my soul we were going to win a national championship. In the moment, I didn't care we were last in league. I didn't care most of my teammates might not be sold on the idea. Plus, I really didn't care how everyone felt about the new coaches. But I knew I believed in Coach Myers' vision. Sometimes you need those who think differently, who don't follow the rules, and are crazy enough to think they can change school history. I came to ASU because I wanted to make a difference. I also believed if I could pitch on the sun's surface, I could literally pitch anywhere. Typically, I gravitate towards the most adverse situations possible. I learned early at 3 years old when my dad dropped me in the deep end of the pool, and thank the Lord, I am one heck of a swimmer. I'm coming for you, Francisco. Despite my many Whopper freakouts along the way, I am so lucky softball involves my right arm, my catcher, named Kristen Miller-Brown, and she's standing over there right now. That's right, soak it up. She not only doubled as my psychologist, she was my best friend and the best travel roommate ever. Not to mention, she's equally responsible for my success here at ASU. Not only, let me fold this in half. Not only did I see these girls that are standing over here as my teammates, I saw them as sisters. I was trying not to cry. To me, as an only child, sisterhood is the greatest gift God ever provided. Yes, there were some awful times, don't get me wrong. It taught me something much more valuable. I learned how to be accountable for others, to love unconditionally despite differences, and to always cherish the few who have your back. What made my time here at ASU different was one vision that radically changed my life forever. In the end, ERAs, stats, wins or losses, they're like chasing the wind. Great memories will last forever. Today, I stand here honored, and I respect what ASU has done for me, However, I'd like to acknowledge all my teammates and coaches who stood by me the entire way here. I cherish what we all accomplished together. Go Devils.
Congrats to Katie. Our next inductee was a 4-time heptathlon national champion and 3-time pentathlon champion, and she helped ASU women's track and field earn the indoor and outdoor NCAA national championships in 2007. Please welcome Hall of Famer Jackie Johnson.
Well, hello and good afternoon, everyone. Man, what an honor it is to be here today. Words can't even express how I'm feeling right now. Excitement, overwhelmed, humbled. To be recognized here with 6 other phenomenal athletes here at Arizona State. It's funny because I was listening to everything I've done. It's one thing to do it, and then it's another thing to sit here and listen to everything that I've accomplished. Yeah, I've done it. However, that was me. I did everything, all 10 events and more sometimes. But it's an honor to be here. And before I get to start thanking everyone, I first want to thank God. I believe that without him, none of this is possible. And I thank God for bringing everyone here safely to enjoy this amazing event for this whole weekend. Thank everyone for putting this together for us athletes. Without further ado, the first person I'd like to thank is my mom. My mom is my rock. She's my hero. She's my Wonder Woman. I'm trying not to cry. But my mom was a single parent raising 3 kids, my twin brother, my older sister, and you know, that didn't stop her, and working 2 to 3 jobs at a time, I kid you not. But that didn't stop her to make sure that we made it to every single practice. I thank you, Mom, so much, because without you, none of this, I believe, would have been possible either. The next person I would like to thank is my granny. Yes, I had a single parent, but she helped my mom a lot. She was like my second parent. On Mother's Day and Father's Day, I tell her Happy Mother's Day and Happy Father's Day. She was a big support. She's another rock in my life. But I thank you, Granny, for everything. The next people I would like to thank is every single one of my coaches, because without none of them, my dreams would have never came true. I was young, wanting to go to the Olympic team, and every single one of my coaches helped make that dream become a reality. First, I'm going to start off with Coach McLeod. He's actually in the stands today, or in the stands. He's in the audience today. It started off with him. The funny story is, I actually started going to track practice because I was just going with my sister because I had a lot of energy. I was bouncing off walls at the house, so my mom sent me to track practice to try to burn off energy. So it became just going to practice just to burn off energy, and I was actually not on the track. I was climbing walls and trees and fences, and Coach McLeod actually took me down from those trees and fences and actually put me in the blocks. It went from the blocks, it went to jumping in the sand pit, to jumping over a bar, to running over hurdles. He was like, hey, you're just gonna be a multiple athlete, multi-eventer. So it all started with him back when I was 8 years old. And he was the first person to tell me that, hey, you can make the Olympic team if you really want to. So I took that dream and made it a reality. Next, I would like to thank all my ASU coaches, all of them. Coach Kraft, Coach Anderson, Coach Miller, Coach McDaniel, Coach Dan O'Brien, and Coach Dumble. Yes, I have that many coaches because I did 10 different events. But again, they have helped me make my dream become a reality. They helped me, they molded me into the athlete that I became. A 7-time national champion. Let's not count out the first one, which was second place. That's still good, right? So thank you, every single one of my coaches. I love you with all my heart. The next people I would like to thank is every single one of my teammates. I believe that my teammates are my partners in crime, and I say that because when you're out there practicing in 120-degree weather, mind you, out in the heat, sun beating on your head, they're right there with you. They're at every single meet with you. They're cheering you on. They're picking you up. When you feel a little bit down, they are definitely someone that I have to thank. And their help, their support while they're at ASU doesn't go unrecognized. Last but not least, I would like to thank my family and all my friends. They have been support for me since I was born, obviously, but they supported me in every single one of my endeavors, not just my athletic career. They've supported me through everything, and I thank them for that. As you guys know, being an athlete, you know that your support group helps you get through a lot of hard times when you're out there, blood, sweat, and tears. So I thank every single one of you guys. Again, thank you, everybody. It's such an honor to be here. Forks up.
Our next Hall of Famer is a 5-time All-American and was an individual NCAA champion on the balance beam. Please welcome gymnast and ASU Athletics Hall of Famer Ashley Kelly Perkins. Ashley.
Thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you so much. It's such an honor to be inducted into the 2008 Hall of Fame class alongside the rest of these incredible athletes here today. When I first got the call from Don Bakke that I was selected to be inducted, I thought, me? Why me? It's been 11 years since I've done gymnastics, and people I meet now hardly know I used to be a gymnast. While it took years to come to terms with, I don't identify myself as Ashley the gymnast any longer. So I was taken back by what Mr. Bakke was saying. After hanging up the phone, I sat there thinking back at my time at ASU and as a gymnast. I went back and read some articles. As I was reading through the articles, all the feelings started coming back. I also started learning a few things about me as a gymnast. While competing, I didn't keep track of rankings, records, or reading any comments that people wrote about me. That wasn't what was important to me at the time. As long as I was doing what I loved to do and having fun doing it, that's all that mattered. I finished reading the article, and my first thought was, dang, I wasn't half bad. And then my next thought was, and I can only do those things in my dreams. There are 3 things that stand out to me from my time at ASU that I didn't realize would have impacted my life so much today. 1, being a student athlete. That prepared me for my career in medical device. I learned how to juggle a million different tasks at once, work under pressure, how to lead by example. As long as I was going out every day to do my best, I could achieve anything. 2, my team, coaches, and support system. Much like gymnastics is an individual sport, life can feel the same way. But I learned very quickly, even though you may be performing on your own, knowing there's a team supporting you, no matter the outcome, gives you the confidence to succeed. And lastly, a Facebook message from a fellow Sun Devil student athlete. Not realizing it at the time, that Facebook message was from my future husband. We reconnected 10 years later in Austin, Texas, and are now happily married. Thank you for honoring me today. Even though that chapter of my life has closed, this award will forever remind me of the athlete I once was and Arizona State that built my foundation to my future. Thank you to my parents for always believing in me when I didn't believe in myself, loving and supporting me through everything. Thank you to my husband, Jason, for being persistent. Even 10 years later, I couldn't imagine my life without you. Thank you to ASU, and I wouldn't be standing up here today if it wasn't for my teammates. My coaches, John, Shelley, and Bruce, who took a chance on me. And to my support system, my mother and father-in-law that are here today, and my friends that have traveled to be here today as well. I couldn't have done this without all of you guys by my side, so this is for you guys as well. Thank you, and go Devils.
Congratulations, Ashley. Our next inductee was an All-American in cross country and outdoor track and field, and this year she made Devils proud all over the world when she earned first place in the women's division of the Boston Marathon to become the first American woman to win the race in over 30 years. Please welcome our newest ASU Hall of Famer, Desiree Davila Linden. Desi.
You guys are all very tall. It's a thrill to be here. It's an honor. It's incredibly hard to sum up my time at ASU in a few minutes, but I was thinking about it, a few stories came to mind. First and foremost, the very first time I got to put on the Sun Devil maroon and gold jersey at an event. It was a cross-country race. I came in as a true freshman, and our team was ranked 4th in the nation. We went to UC Irvine. It was a smaller meet, and the big dogs stayed home. They had to get in shape and get ready for the real stuff, so they sent the little kids, and that was the first time I got to wear the jersey. And we got there, and all the teams are around. It's UC Irvine, UCLA, so on and so forth. And when we showed up, we looked like a team. And we got to the start line, and you could feel everyone else deflate as the 4th place or the 4th ranked team in the nation stood on the start line. There was a presence about us. There was something about wearing that jersey that made people step back and almost be intimidated. And I remember that feeling and how special it was, and how I felt like I needed to carry myself throughout my career, because wearing Sun Devil colors was unique and it meant something bigger. I made 2 Olympic teams since then, and those are the only time in my career that that feeling has been replicated, putting on the USA jersey and knowing you're running for something bigger than just yourself. You're running for your nation and your country, and you're making people proud. That's the same feeling I felt that day wearing the jersey for the first time. And there was just a different level of expectation for us. It was really special. And that was in all things. In 2003, we had a really great team in cross country. We were getting ready for a big season. We had a lot of up-and-comers and a lot of really great superstars. We knew our national championship was going to be in Waterloo, Iowa. And the football team, you know, they're getting ready for trying to play in the Honolulu Bowl, Florida Orange Bowl, maybe the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. We were preparing for Waterloo, Iowa. So we came in, summer training, it's 115 here, and coach says, look, we're going to get ready every day. We know what it's going to be in mid-November, but it doesn't matter. Just prepare for the big race, and let's get there when we get there, and we'll talk about conditions. So we go through our season, we go through our training, and every day is good, and we get about a week out, and we look at the weather in Iowa, in northern Iowa, and it says race day is projected to be 3 degrees, -13 with a wind chill. Good luck, guys, go get them. But Walt Drenth, our coach, is just, I mean, he's a hardcore guy. He's like, look, we're not going to talk about it. We're ready for any conditions. We're prepared. It doesn't matter what we get on race day. You're ready or you're not, and this crew is ready. So we knew you couldn't talk about the weather. It's there, but you're never going to mention it, because if you do, Walt's going to hit the roof and you're going to go home. You're going to get on the bus and you're going to go home. They'll bring in an alternate who doesn't care about how the conditions are. So we get there and we're doing all of the things and we're ready. And unfortunately, this was an internal thing. So we go out to dinner with the crew, and Joe Schmo's mom and dad are taking him out to dinner. He's from Kansas, and he doesn't know about Arizona State and the culture and the feeling that we have for this crew. And his dad walks over and says, oh man, Arizona State, it's got to be freezing here for you guys. This is going to be really hard. And as we predicted, Walt hit the roof. This guy, tail between his legs, walks away, and but after the end of this reaming, he probably thought we were all recruited from Alaska, because Coach said, look, we're going to crush, we don't care. It doesn't matter what conditions are, we're ready. And that was the Sun Devil mentality, that was the team mentality. And we went to the course on race day. It was the national meet, we performed super well. That was the first time I ran an All-American spot, and no one expected it from Arizona State athletes. Fast forward several years, this year, the 122nd edition of the Boston Marathon, that's a lot of years, and they deemed it the worst conditions in race history. It was 38 degrees, torrential downpour, and 26.2 miles into a headwind. So not a lot of people were thrilled. You look at the start line, and you look across, and people are very grumpy, and then you find me, and I have this smirk on my face because I know I'm ready for any conditions. This is what we do. This is what Sun Devils do. You perform, you go out and you get things done. It does not matter the day. The rest is history. I went on to win the race, be the first American woman in the professional era, and they talked about it on the television, and they said, this is, of course she's going to win today. She trains in Michigan. She's used to these conditions. What they didn't discuss and what they don't recognize is that, of course I was going to be ready for that because I trained at Arizona State, and that's what we do. So I had coaches like Greg Kraft, coaches like Walt Trenth, coaches like Louis Quintana and Jerry Rasmussen, who prepared me for everything. It wasn't about what you were facing, it was about whether you were ready or not, and they got us ready. And that's, on the course and off the course in life in general, I left Arizona State feeling confident, not questioning what was next. It was, what's next? Bring it on. And I can't thank them enough. I had a great time here. I don't have endings to things. I wish I had an ending to this speech. I don't have an ending to my career. I like to just leave things out there and see what happens. So for now, I'm honored to be a part of this amazing group. There's so many great stories that pass through the Sun Devil campus and at the ICU, and to have a tiny thing that stands out and is being recognized is amazing, because it's an incredible family of athletes, and I'm honored to be a part of this. Thank you.
Our next inductee, believe it or not, spent just 1 year at Arizona State University, but oh, what a year it was. He was a defensive force on the football field in 1996, earning consensus first-team All-American honors and leading the '96 Sun Devils to an undefeated regular season and the school's second Pac-10 championship and Rose Bowl appearance. Please welcome the newest member of the ASU Athletics Hall of Fame, football star Derek Rogers.
Got quiet quick. Oh my goodness, that's scary. All right, short story. Start off like this. 4th down and 1. I'm a rookie with the Miami Dolphins, and we're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. In the backfield, Marcus Allen lining up. And if anybody remembers Marcus Allen, his years with the Raiders, 4th down and 1, he had been known for getting that yard. It was just inevitable. So we lined up and we called our defensive play, and I'm ready to play. I don't care who's over there. So they snapped the ball. I slide in the hole.